My name is Mary Kolo. I'm an estate surveyor and evaluator. I'm a real estate consultant. I'm also a short-term rental specialist. I want to share with you my story, how I started or how I got into the short-term rental space. I've been in real estate for quite a while. I think I started real estate business or I entered the real estate space since 2003. This is about 20 years I've been in real estate. I've been in the regular traditional real estate business where you have the property management, you have sales, you have all the different aspects of real estate. But as I went on in the journey, I made some money. I made quite a lot of money, traveled, did a number of things. But there's a time when you feel there's more. You feel there's more to where I am, there's more to what I can do, there's more to what I can be. And also, you want to have multiple streams of income. You want to have other adventures, other opportunities. So I made some wrong investments at that time. I lost quite a lot of money, other wrong investments. At a time, I didn't know what to do. I was still doing my stuff, but I wasn't satisfied. I needed more. One day I was just sitting down, a friend just called, not really a friend, an acquaintance. This is somebody that was in my church. He got to travel to the US. Just called me out of the blue, just said, I'm still in an Airbnb. And I just thought of you. And I said, oh, you're in real estate. Why don't you do this? So I thought to call you. They said, okay, why don't you do this? This is Airbnb. At that time, I don't think I really heard the word Airbnb, because that is the generic term for what they call short-term rental. He just said, this is why I said I really love it. And I thought, okay, let me just tell you about it. So I was like, okay, wow, oh, thank you so much. The phone call went off. A light bulb moment for me, I was like, wow. So, I started researching, went online. I started to search the word Airbnb, searching, and I started to get an awareness and understanding of what Airbnb was. As I was going on, so many ideas were beginning to come. I was like, this is it. This is in my space as a real estate consultant, real estate specialist. Airbnb is within my space. Resonated so much in my spirit. What I did was that I had a number of properties in my portfolio. During my research, I understood the key important things I needed to start this business. The first thing was the location. Where is the best location within the properties I had in my management portfolio that I was managing for clients? Which of those properties fall within this criteria? So I made my selection, the location, easily accessible, somewhere that people could easily access, and that somewhere that when you describe, it will be easy for people to get to. Secondly, I looked at, since I didn't have much money, remember I told you I lost a lot of money at that moment and I had just a little for me to work with. I needed to start small because I didn't know about the business. I didn't know anybody doing the business as at that time. I started this, by the way, this was 2019. So I had to do a lot of the groundwork myself. One of the properties I had was a one-bedroom apartment. The location was good, the architecture was good, it was in good condition. At that time, it felt vacant. So I felt it was a very, very good time for me to do this. So I called my client, and because that was very, very important, I needed to sell the idea for my client. So I decided to talk to him and say, okay, this is it. This property that I'm managing for you, I want to use it for a short-term rental business. I don't have the funds to pay you for the rent at that moment. But what I can do is pay you in installments. As the business goes on, I'll be able to save up money to pay for the rent. And the landlord was gracious enough. That was crossed on my checklist. The next thing for me now is to set up the apartment. I drew up a list of the things I needed, the most important things that I felt were important for me to set up the apartment. The furniture, the furnishing, the kitchenware, those were the basic things that I needed. Because remember, I didn't have enough money at hand at that time. I got a 2-seater and a single-seater. I got a furniture maker to make the bed, the 6x7 bed, made necessary things regarding furniture. Those were set. Got my mattress, some bed sheets, pillows, pots, a gauge, gas cooker, microwave, all the necessary things. And believe you me, as at that time, everything that I did, I set up that business for was the equivalent of $500. You will not believe it. I love interior decorating. I know where to go, I know where to get the stuff, and I know how to get them for good value. I set up an apartment, everything was ready. The next thing now I needed to list my property online. I needed to have very good professional pictures. After taking professional videos, taking professional still pictures, I went to the free listing sites that were available. I listed my property. That was how I started. This was how I started my short-term rental business. And remember, at that time, nobody around me was doing this business. I didn't know what this business was about. I didn't have anybody to learn from. So even if I made some mistakes, these mistakes I had to learn them on my own. It was a pretty new business, especially in Abuja. Maybe 2 days later, I received a phone call. Somebody said, I saw your listing and I'm willing to come to stay for 4 days. I was like, wow. Before you knew it, the person paid me the money. And the money I started recouping my money. And before you know it, I received another call. A week after, I received another call. Somebody said, oh, we're coming to the hospital. We need a place on the ground floor. And you will not believe, another place fell vacant. And these people sent money without even knowing where this place is. They've not even come to see. So you know what I did? Because the other person that was in that apartment, the first apartment I set up, extended. So I needed a new place. So what I did, I used the money that these people sent to me. I set up the second apartment. So I'm saying all this to tell you that, once you take that step, all you need to do is to take that step. Once you take that step, I'm telling you, everything will align and come into place. Everything will fall in place. That's all you need. Take that first step. That is what you need. Start. And I'm telling you, the whole universe, God will make everything available. He will make everything ready. He will make everything available to you. And you will see forces will begin to align. Things will begin to come together for you because you took that first step.
To be able to grow a profitable business, you need to have or to follow the means-driven approach.
What is the means-driven approach? The means-driven approach is using what you have to make what you want. Using what you have to make what you want. That is the means-driven approach. Using the means, that is what you have to start a business. And that is the ability to do more with less. The little that you have, what is available to you, how can you maximize what you have available to you to achieve what you want to achieve? Secondly, ability to make more with less. Little that you have, what can you make out of it? These two things. Ability to do more with less and ability to make more with less. I want you to ponder on these things. For you to have a successful business, and for you to grow the business from where you are to where you want to go, you need to ask yourself a few questions. There are 4 questions I want you to ask yourself. The first question I want you to ask yourself is, what do you have in your hands? What is your dominant skill? What can your hands find to do? What do you have in your immediate environment you can use to start? What do you have readily available to you? How much do you have? When you ask yourself these questions, I tell you the answer to you starting your business lies within this. That is the first thing you consider, what you have in your hands. You have time. Social media. Social media is easier than ever before. You can start content creation. Are you a good writer? Can you talk well? Can you speak well? Do you have information or knowledge about a particular industry? You can start gardening. You can start cooking. There are so many things. I'm telling you that the things we take for granted that we can use to start a business around us. So many things available to us. The second question I want you to ask yourself is, what is in your head? What do you have in your head? What do you know? What ideas do you have? And under this second question, there are 5 things that inform this aspect of what you know. The first one is your experience. How can you use your experience? What you have gained through your experience, how can you use it? The exposures you have, how can you use it? The education you have, How can you use it? The expertise, the encounters. How can you use these things to craft a business? When you sit down, what ideas come to your mind when you're in your waking moments, in your dreams? What are those ideas that come to your mind? Very important. The third question I want you to ask yourself is, what is in your heart? What is your dominant passion? What do you love to do? What do you love to do even when you are tired? Even when you are sick, you could forget about the sickness and come to do. That is what is in your heart. What do you want to do even when you are not paid for it? Because I'm telling you, your major motivation for starting a business is not about the money. It's about willing to do something even if you are not being paid for it. Because that is the driving point. I tell you, even when moments come where you have challenges, when things don't seem to go on well, that is what will keep you going. Even when the money is not coming as you expect, that is what will keep you going. What will inspire people? That's another question I want you to ask. What will inspire people that when you do, it will inspire something out of people? It will make them excited. It will make them want to be a part of what you're doing. What will empower people? Because business is people-oriented. Like I said earlier, business is about providing the needs of people, identifying their problems, identifying their pain points, and meeting their needs. What problem do you solve? Using the analogy, the story I gave you about how I started my short-term rental business, is about solving a problem. When people travel, when they come to a new city, they need a place to stay. Most times, some people, especially when it's in groups or families, they don't want to stay in hotels because they want to be able to have their privacy. They want to be able to have some other things that the hotels don't provide. You have honeymooners, you have medical tourism, so many things. People coming into town newly and they don't know anywhere, they can call to book. That is solving a need, solving the accommodation problem, because we know that the three major needs of man is food, clothing, and shelter. Shelter. Part of what I'm doing is solving the aspect of shelter. So you see, I'm solving a problem. What do you have in your house? What do you have around you? What do you have available to you? What do you have within your immediate environment? The people you have, the relationships you have, the friends you have, the family you have, your colleagues, your church members. These are people you can leverage on to start a business. You can get monies from them. You can get loans from them. You can get gifts from them. What that is called is OPM. That is other people's money. You can use that to start a business. I know this brings me to the area where you need to have good relationship with people. This is something I've been learning lately, We grow every day. And these are the things that keep resonating through my research, through my learning, that you need to maintain good relationship with your family, with your friends, with your colleagues, with your clients. This is very important. I've made my own share of mistakes with relationship with clients. And through that, I tell myself every day I need to improve. And I'm growing every day in that. Sometimes some of these relationships can be tough. But you have to think ahead and see that these relationships are maintained. That's what you can use to start a business. These relationships around you, other people's money, the gifts, they can give you money. They can, leverage on existing relationships with clients, like what I did. I had a relationship with my client as at that time, and he gave me the leverage. He gave me the property to be able to use and pay him instrumentally at a future date. That is leveraging on relationships. So this is very vital. So when you want to start a business, you need to ask yourself these 4 questions. What is in your hand? What is in your head? What is in your heart? And what is in your house? The 4 H's, these are the questions you need to ask yourself. And I bet you, at the time you ask yourself these 4 questions, you will have a business concept and you will be able to start that business. There is nothing that can stop you from starting that business. Nothing, absolutely nothing can stop you. You know who can stop you? You are the only person that can stop you. So today, make a decision that you're going to start that business. Nothing can hold you back. Nothing can stop you. Right now, as you are good to go. You have all it takes. I'm telling you. You have all it takes to start a business. It doesn't matter if you have a 9-to-5 job. You can start a business. You can start doing something. You have no excuse today. Do it afraid. Because fear will come, doubts will come. But do it afraid. Take that step today. And I assure you, the sky is not only your limit, the sky is your starting point. Take advantage of relationships around you, your friends and family. Usually, most times when you're starting a business, these are your first set of go-to persons, your family and your friends. So if you're not able to maintain the relationships around you, you will not be able to leverage on those relationships when the time comes. Because you see, as I mentioned in the area of what you have around you, people are the things you have around you. And that is how you'll be able to grow your business with the people around you. And how do you have or use the people around you if you don't have good relationships? These 4 questions are very vital for you to ask yourself when you want to start a business. You have to look at what is in your hands. You have to look at what is in your hand. You have to look at what is in your heart. And you have to look at what is in your heart. The 4 H's. This is easy for you to remember. They are very important in starting a business. Once you're able to answer these questions, you will be able to start this business without any doubt. That is what I used to start this particular short-term rental business that is presently very profitable. You don't have any excuse. You can start that business today. There is nothing that can stop you. You are the only person that is stopping yourself. You don't need so much to start. As you are right now, you are good to go. Take that step today. With the points I laid out, it will be very easy for you to take that step. Don't let anything hold you back. Don't let fear hold you back. Business, I know, can be very fearful, especially when you hear about the statistics of, oh, within how many years this business has failed, you've seen people around you fail. No, yours can be different. If you're able to do the right things and take the right steps as every time, you will be able to succeed in your business. But first of all, don't worry about those things. Start first. When you start, day by day, as you move, as you take the steps, you will now excel. As you take the steps, you will see how fast you go. And I'm telling you, the universe will align. Things will come together. God will bring the resources and He will bring everything needed for you to start this business. All you need to do is to start. Once you start, I bet you, everything will fall in place. Even when the challenges come, it will keep working. Because what? You took that step. Take that step today and start that business.